Good evening and welcome to a very, very poorly edition of Formula Pi. Tim, come here. You have an apology to make to me and everyone on the internet.
In front of the world, I am sorry I forced Claire to come here even though she is very sicky, just for your entertainment value. So that's the sort of person I am.
He's an awful person. He's an awful person. I feel dreadful and I'm hoping that it's not contagious across the internet. I've spent today in bed being very quiet and not really moving very much, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm a little quiet tonight because I feel pretty ropey. So this is it. This is the last heat of racing before we finish for the final, which is in 2 weeks' time. We have at least 2 B final places up for grabs tonight with the 2 heats that are coming up. And fingers crossed we should be able to get through this where no one dies, and that is including me. I feel pretty dreadful. I'm not sure if I sound great either. I've put my headphones on now so I can't actually hear my own voice, so sorry everyone. This is probably the worst I've ever sounded. Let's find, oh god, spin view, that's what I was looking for, right. So let's introduce the first 5 robots that are up on the track tonight, racing for potential B final places. So on the far left, we have the IT guy from Independence, Oregon, owner of the current lap record, which hasn't been challenged for 2 seasons now. It stands at 13.6 seconds from memory. Best result was second in their first season of Formula Pi, currently sitting 26th, so hoping for a good run tonight. Good luck, Jamie. Next up, our current 4th position runner, who is a definite finalist in this year's Formula Pi. It's Team Yoshi from Funabashi in Chiba, Japan. Been coding for just over half a year and have really done well this year, have settled in well to Formula Pi and are ready for the final, so this is just testing for them really to make sure everything's okay for 2 weeks' time. In the middle, we have the house robot, which just runs the basic code, the code that we give out to everybody at the start of the season, and it's just doing a simple thing, going around the track, not doing anything fancy pants, but you know, it's just there to make up the numbers, so everybody has 5 cars in their heat. Next up, we have 2-time Formula Pi champion Lambda P Racing going for their hat trick of wins this year, the 3P as it's often called in mountain biking circles. They are currently sitting second, definite finalist there for them. Again, this is just for testing, but fingers crossed for Lambda P Racing. Can they make it 3 this year? We'll have to watch and find out. And finally, from Columbus, Ohio, we have Faulty Logic on the outside, currently sitting 29th in the series. It's been a bit of an on-off year for them. Not been a great start, but we've loved having you here. It's great to see new people coming in and having a go at Formula Pi and seeing how they do. So that's it. That is your 5 cars for tonight, and Spin View has concluded. Yes, let's start off the robots, please. Please send sympathy. Okay, so green, red, green, and then we're away. Let's see who's going to win this. Place your bets now. Who's going to take the win here? My money's on Lambda P. Oh, pile up to start. Lambda P getting taken out by everyone, and that leaves the green top robot moving onwards. I can't see which one that is. I think it's probably the house robot getting away cleanly. Lambda P now away cleanly too. First lap, that's Team Yoshi with the green arrow or blue arrow on top. Something good for them. A couple of robots tangling in the first corner, including the IT guy there now getting away. Lambda P's got their first lap on the board too, so that is good. A couple of robots tangling. I believe that's the IT guy and Faulty Logic having a, or is that the house robot maybe having a set 2 in the corner with someone? It could be. It's Faulty Logic flipping over there, and the blue light is the house robot. It's unusual. It's unusual. House robot seems to have stopped in the top corner there. Team Yoshi setting the bar though. The IT guy now getting some laps in after missing that original collision. That's Faulty Logic now spinning. The house robot's got away finally after being tangled up, but is now tangling with Lambda P. The sharp turns from Lambda P coming into the corners. So Team Yoshi about half a lap ahead of Lambda P here. Everyone's just settling into a rhythm. Faulty Logic struggling there and stuck on the boards. Pico's money's on Yoshi. I'm confident that it's either going to be Yoshi or Lambda P taking the win here. They've been good all season, they've been solid. Maybe Lambda P's just biding his time. I think Faulty Logic has had a reboot finally, it seems to have stopped there in the corner. Yeah, sorry for my coughs, and I hope this isn't contagious across the internet. I've been tucked up in bed all day today, and Tim scooped me up unceremoniously and plonked me down in front of the computer here. And will then take me back to bed later and plonk me back in bed with a duvet and a Lemsip. Still didn't get a Lemsip from yesterday. This is what I needed. If you got Lemsip here, oh, God, could you do that? Oh, he's going to make me a Lemsip mid-break. When did I last have paracetamol before I came out? I don't know if I can have any more. No, might not be a good idea. Hold off on a Lemsip. I have had a big tablet before I came out. Yeah, this isn't a good cold. This is dreadful. Spent most of the day asleep or watching MasterChef. It's Team Yoshi here on 9 laps. Lambda P also on 9 laps, but I think they're about half a lap ahead of Lambda P. The IT guy catching up with Lambda P now. Looking good for the IT guy. It's been nice to go out on a bit of a bang for Jamie and the team. Be nice. So, out of excuse me, cold. I didn't mute the microphone in time. Oh, I need a big button to do the muting. It's very complicated. Out of these robots, none of them can make it into the B final, but we have 2 definite finalists in this one, so really it's good practice for them. Team Yoshi now taking the lead. Lambda P still half a lap adrift. The IT guy slowly coming back into proceedings as well. Faulty Logic appears to have just stopped at the end of the straight, not really going anywhere far. So, almost halfway. Jonas Sundry's asking what is the lap record. From memory, I believe the lap record is 13.6 seconds. We normally run about a 17-second lap. It was an absolutely phenomenal lap from the IT guy a couple of years ago. Really, really terrifying run that he did in finals, the Eliminator. And oh no, is that a restart from the IT guy? Oh, what colour light was on the IT guy? It was red. That doesn't look too red underneath there. Oh no, that could be a restart. Could have had a bash in that last corner. Yes, 13.6 seconds. If I skim back to my lap times for this season, it looks like the best lap time we've had so far is 15.59 seconds. So you can see that it's quite a big jump to that amazing lap. All the IT guys off again. Whew, it's going again. Just a momentary lapse there and stop. It was a pretty big lap from the IT guy. Biggest number of laps, we've only counted those so far this season. I believe the maximum number of laps is 82, which is Team Lamillo. And they are a long way ahead of anyone else. There is there's one robot, Piehard were on 81 laps. I thought they were miles ahead, but they're not quite as far as I thought. So yeah, Team Lamillo, who are definitely in the B final, they raced last night. They have 82 laps. Swinders, I saw doing a very, very interesting calculation earlier on today. I'm just going to go and find the reference for that tweet. Excuse me whilst I tipped up away, because it blew my mind when I read this earlier on. He sat down and calculated off the leaderboard for how many laps people had done. Swinders calculated how far people have done in total across all contestants. So each lap is approximately 17.1 metres around the circuit here, roughly. If you take the midline, I guess. I don't know what that measurement is. That we can debate that later. But if you take that to be 17.1 metres, the total distance covered by all competitors in this season of Formula Pi is 10.8 miles. That's incredible. That's nearly half a marathon. That's mad. 10.8 miles, 17.4 kilometres. That's taking a minimum lap distance of 17.1 metres. So that's the minimum bound for this, 10.8 miles. It's mad. I can't believe you've all gone so far. Half a marathon almost. It's amazing. So it'll be good to see at the end of the season how much that's gone up. I know we won't increase so much before the end, but it's a crazy distance. It was really, so as Swindley said, back of the envelope calculation based on the inside line. I think most people seem to stick in that green zone. You don't see many people regularly racing in the red. But that, it is a phenomenal calculation. So with 2.5 minutes left to go, Team Yoshi still out in front with 22 laps. Lambda P in second place, also with 22 laps, but I believe they're about half a lap behind Team Yoshi. We'll watch for them to come over the line again, and then I can calculate who's where. Actually, the gap is a lot closer now. The gap is really only 4 or 5 robot lengths, which is not too far adrift now. I think Lambda P have made up the distance. House Robot number 3 in third place with the IT guy. Both of them are on around 19 laps now as it is. Faulty Logic appears to have got to the end, stopped and spun around a bit, and then that was it. Sorry everyone, I'm still dying. That's not changed. Status of my cold, horrendous. Don't anyone. I'm actually wrapped up in a blanket here. If you could see, I've literally taken the blanket I've been under all day, and Tim scooped me up from the couch, threw me in the car, and brought me here with a promise of fish finger sandwiches when we get home. It's all I have to look forward to. He's got your phone. What are you doing? No, don't take a picture. No one needs to see this. No one needs to see this. He also has to explain to Jacob that my boss, that I was brought here against my will and I am too poorly to actually argue. However, he will be getting it when I'm better. He knows he's going to get a right old telling off when I feel better. I'm not in the mood for shouting at people today. He's aware. Oh, sorry, that was horrible. I should have muted my mic again. Because both of my hands are tucked up in my blanket. I'm so sorry, everybody. This is the worst commentary I've ever done. But we're all here. It's great. It's alright. We get this out of the way. We'll be fine for the final. I'll be on form in 2 weeks' time. It's good. I'm just getting this out of the way. Last 40 seconds here. Lambda P have now taken the lead over Team Yoshi. This is real neck and neck stuff racing from them. It's really good. Lambda P squeezed in front there. The IT guy in at third place has managed to catch up quite well, actually. Only 4 laps adrift. But yeah, Lambda P now taking the lead from Team Yoshi. Although Lambda P there just being bashed into by, I think that could be the House Robot. I think it's allowed Team Yoshi possibly to go past there. This could be quite exciting. This is interesting. That was Team Yoshi just going by, so now there's half a lap between the two. And this is it. So after dominating for most of that, Team Yoshi being pushed into second. So in reverse order, let me cough before I read these results out. So in last place we have Faulty Logic with 0 laps. They went straight on and then smashed into the barriers, so that's not so good. In fourth place we have the House Robot with 25 laps. In third place, good performance from the IT guy there to round off the season, 25 laps in third place. In second place, 29 laps, Team Yoshi. And in first place, reigning Formula Pi champions, Lambda P, 30 laps, really leaving their mark on the series here. So I'm going to fill in the leaderboard, the live updating one. If you've got the link that Pico posted last night in the chat, you can follow along live with the results as I write them in. Bear in mind there's a slight delay between me and you, so if you don't want to know the results immediately, don't look. If you're still watching and you're a little bit behind, but it's there if you want it. So that is it for that race. So let me delete that bit. Let me delete this bit. Let me do this bit. Oh goodness me. Right. Whilst the robots are being lined up by Aaron and Finley there, our head robot herders, we have the final 5 robots racing in this heat tonight. First up, we have Mary Pipins, part of the 3 robots that have been entered from the Electromaker team, who have done phenomenally well this year. Mary Pipins in 16th position so far. They could potentially make it into the B final, which is very, very exciting. Next up, owner of the fantastic leaderboard is Pico Hockenborg from Oxfordshire in the UK. The online leaderboard is fabulous, and it's made my life a little bit easier commentating and working out what's going on where. So Pico so far is currently 7th, on the cusp of the B final as well. So they could make it too. They just need to get 16 laps to get into the final tonight, so good luck, Pico. In the next spot, we have our current leaders in Formula Pi this year. It's Wacky Racer from Saint-Ouen in France. They have been in first place for most of the season, dropped down into second very, very briefly. They've been swapping places with Lambda P. They've done very well so far this season, so hopefully for them this will just be a good set of practice for them to get going. And our final B final contestant could get in this tonight. It is Red Pie Racing from Sydney, Australia. 10 years professional coding experience. They are currently in 9th place. Again, have done a really good season. They've had a couple of wins under their belts, and they've done superbly well for their first season. And finally, for the 4th time this week, here we have another house robot. It's running the base code, very boring, but just goes round and round and does as it's told. Unlike Tim, who's loitering next to me. What can I do for you? Nothing. Okay. So, this is it then. We have our final 5 lined up for the rounds this year, and we are almost ready to go. I can see one of the robots hasn't booted up yet into its sequence, so I'm assuming that's a little bit longer to go. I've possibly skipped through that a little bit fast. Anything else that I need to announce, Tim Freeburn, whilst we're here? Aaron was about to go and do the dreaded restart, and then Pico's little green light underneath just popped on there, so he's all right and ready to go. So 3 robots in this heat that are potential B final contestants. Excuse me. If Pico gets 16 laps, Pico will be in the B final. If Red Pie Racing gets at least 4 points, so that is a 4th place or better, that will put them in the final. If Mary Pipins gets a 1st place, that will put them in the final. If they get a 2nd, it depends on laps. So they're the 3 robots you want to be watching in this. If we look, we've got Wacky Racer, they're already a finalist, so they're just here for testing and being awesome. Yes, please. Away you go. Send them away, please, Tim.
Okay, start light sequence, please.
Good luck, everyone. This should be a good one. 3 spots, 3 potential robots here, battling for 2 places. So green, red, green, and then the robots will set off. There they go. A little delay there from Pico. Letting all the mess happen. Oh, Pico. A bit of a spin there. Somebody's going backwards. So I can see Pico, Mary Pipins, and Wacky Racer all tangling here in the first corner. And only one robot has got away cleanly so far. And that's Red Pie Racing. So Pico is now pointing the right way. Wacky Racer is trying to sort themselves out. And that's the house robot that went backwards and now forwards. So Pico's going quite slowly, having a think about this corner, and now he's off. There we go. Obviously a bit shook up from the crash and was just gathering their thoughts before setting off again. Ooh, proper tangle here now. Pico, Wacky, and Red Pie Racing all tangling, leaving the house robot to just go around neatly. Somebody stopped on the far side. Is that Mary Pipins? I think it is. So Mary Pipins look like they've stopped. That is not so good for the team from Poole. This is a bit of a messy one. It's a scrappy one. We all need to just settle down here and get racing. Somebody's destroying the barrier there. The Armco has been wrecked. I can see that needs to be reset by the marshals. Note to Tim. You need some more tape on that corner. Who's that spinning? That's Red Pie Racing. Oh, House Robot collecting Pico there. Pico's now upside down. The Wacky Racer coming in for their second lap here. So everybody's settled down a little bit now. Not as smashy as it was a minute ago. There is track damage, so that we can see there the Armco has been split. If this was any other race, they'd have stopped, and some little dude with a staple gun would have run out and stapled the track back together again. That'll need repairing. So the House Robot romping away with this one. Pico is there, second lap. I'm slowly dying. Wacky Racer appears to have stopped now. Oh, he's off again. Momentary stop to think about things. Oh, proper smash there. Oh, and a reboot for Wacky Racer. Pico causing our current first place robot to reboot. This is not looking so great. I think the only two robots that are actually moving are the House Robot and Pico now. I think that one on the far outside there, because everyone's upside down and the lights are off, it's difficult to tell. I think that's that could be Mary Pipins. Oh, Pico's fixed the track. Thanks, Pico. So it looks like Red Pie Racing has stopped. It looks like Wacky Racer has been rebooted. Possibly might come back. There is Wacky Racer back on form again. Their reboot code has worked. The House Robot's now causing trouble with Pico. This is it's a bit mad, this one. I can't really tell what's going on. So as it stands, I don't think any of... I'm having a look. I'm trying to work it out from the leaderboard where we'd be here. It's really tricky. I think Pico might get in if they just score points. What's the threshold for scoring points, Tim? Or do you just score points anyway? You used to have a minimum. Does that not exist anymore? Tim can't even remember. Someone will correct me on the chat, invariably. I think Red Pie Racing has had a bit of a trouble there. That one that Pico is mounting in the corner is Red Pie Racing. I think Mary Pipins is stuck on the barriers too. And I think everyone seems to have stopped. I'm shocked. All the chaos has happened in this heat. Everyone's crashing. The House Robot and Pico are still going. Pico's now taken third place ahead of Red Pie Racing. The House Robot is leading. Pico says 5 laps minimum to score points. Okay, so we'll go with that. I need someone to correct me in the chat. Hopefully for next season, I should have a bit more time to actually study the rules. Learn how this works. Maybe Tim will give me reins over one of the House Robots to play with. No, he's not responding to that, so I'm guessing that I won't. So that is Wacky Racer parked up on the start straight. I think that's Mary Pipins at the end of the second straight. Red Pie Racing will stop somewhere else. This is frustrating. Philip, I can see in the chat. Are you Mary Pipins? I'm trying to remember names of people. I'm not very good at connecting names and robots. If only YouTube would allow us to have like name brackets team name, that would help me. The battery. Swinders asks, are the batteries connections becoming looser as the seasons go on? No. we have replaced them. We do replace the cable ties and the foam regularly, so they are checked for tightness. But if you do have a particularly vicious smack and the contacts just come out, there's nothing really we can do. Even if we had lipos with a better connection, we found sometimes they can still pop out, unless we go back to traditional Dean's plugs. But then it makes maintaining the robots more difficult.
It's that time
So Philip is Red Pie Racing, okay. Sorry?
I don't like the lipo.
Tim says he doesn't like the lipo thing, just because it means we have to have more safety. Especially with some of the collisions you see with these robots, they're pretty vicious if they get hit. Oh, somebody, as you get asked there, Philip, you asked if someone could push Red Pie Racing round. The house robot was just having a little push then. The house robot was maybe helping you out. So Pico still needs to get one more lap in to score the points. Let's see how he gets on. Can we get another lap in here? Pico's in the S's, zigzagging about. I believe the battery packs have been replaced as well this season, so the terminals on the boards, we do check them, and they are all checked.
Replace the terminals on the boards, but they are probably.
You do test them and check them, don't you?
Well, not so much test them as if there's any obvious damage will be replaced.
Yeah.
But there haven't been damage to date.
They are all checked as part of the maintenance routine, but this year has been a much heavier crashing year than previous years. I'm just dying slowly here. Just over a minute to go. Oh, sorry everyone. I could feel that coming and there was nothing I could do about it. Come on Pico, you've got to get back round to the start line to get your points. Let's have it. Ooh, come on Pico. Oh, that was terrifying. Pico, come on Pico. I'm egging you on. Not the wrong way. No. No, so close. Spin round. So Pico needs to get one more lap in to get points. Come on Pico. Come on. Let's be having you. Ooh. Oh, this is excruciating. No! Oh, goodness me. Come on, Pico. Everyone's cheering you on now. Everyone's really egging you on. Just get back round past the start line. That's all you got to do. Come on, Pico. Yes! Yes! That's it. Okay, Aaron didn't increment that. Why? I've just noticed Aaron didn't increment that. Why? Ooh, we might have to rewatch the footage there.
Did Pico not cross the start finish?
We're just getting clarification from upstairs.
Before the time switched over.
Just getting clarification from the chair.
I didn't get a word of that. It sounded like you had the microphone.
Did Pico cross the line before the time ran out or not?
It's tense in here now.
What
We might have to review this footage tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, we'll review that.
Right, we are going to review this footage tomorrow.
I think Aaron might have marked it as a house robot. We'll find out. We'll review that.
We think Aaron might have marked the house robot twice there. What we're going to do, because there's a little bit of uncertainty and this race was pretty busy, we're going to review this footage tomorrow. We will officially announce the results tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. We normally do this on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and I'm very poorly. We will review this footage on Monday and double check what happened. We are tired. I am ill, and I really shouldn't be here. I should be in bed.
We'll have a quick look now. If we
Aaron's just bumped up 2 laps on Pico as well. Yeah, we're going to review this. We're going to review this double check because I think it was a bit confusing towards the end, and I think some robots got confused with other things. I'm not going to say anything. I'm sorry to have to leave it like that, but
there will either be.
come here if you're going to talk, because you talk in the corner and no one can hear you.
We'll talk in a minute when Aaron comes down. We'll have a bit of a discussion with ourselves, but then we'll let you know either straight away or we'll let you know Monday.
Okay. Right. That's it then. We're done for tonight. Pending review tonight or Monday, depending on what happens, when and where. So I will not fill in the leaderboard right now. I will fill it in at some point over the next few days. Thank you, Swinders. Yes, I will. I will be sleeping for the majority of the 2 days this weekend, possibly watching Netflix. That's it. I think, yeah, we're going to review and double check. We will speak to you all next week at some point. Have a good weekend. I hope you have a lovely time. And yes, we will see you in 2 weeks, 10th of October for the final. We will shout and scream about it before it happens, and I will be much better by then. I promise. So thank you all for listening, and thank you for putting up with my snot, and I love you lots. Okay, speak to you later. Bye.